star land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops always crack the whip.
Sebastian, sweet boy, where have you gone? The sun sets low, but we keep marching on. The wind whispers your name soft through the pines. A melody aching in these hearts of mine. Roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, oh, you deserve better. And your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang like bells through the air. Now silence just lingers, it's more than we can bear. We carry your memory, a flag in our hands. Through shadows and valleys, through shifting sands. The roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains, you deserve better. Oh, you deserve better, and your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang through heartache and pain.
Well, hello, all my friends. How y'all doing? Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate y'all so much. Hello, Brenda Sue. Hello, Miss Linda. How are you? Hey, Dan. Good to see you. Daisy Dukes. Always good to see you. Let's see here who else we got with us. Let me scroll. Hello, Kimberly. Good to see you. Let's see here. Hello, Miss Peggy. How are you? Miss Kathy, how you doing? Good to have everybody. Let's see here. Hey, TJ. Keely, how are you doing, sweet girl? Good to see you. Love you so much. And hello, Miss Jacqueline. Good to see you. Let's see here who else we got with us. Hello, Teresa. So good to see you. Let's see if we can do this without my chat freezing up. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Good to have you with us. Sorry, guys. The chat's wanting to freeze up, and I have to keep scrolling up, then going back down. Hey, cool gamer. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Let's see who else we got with us in here today. Hey, DJ. Good to see you. Hang on. Gotta scroll up, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down. StreamYard's giving me a headache. Read the bell. Always good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing good. Let's see who. Texas Plain Jane, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. It's an act of Congress just to scroll through. Looky here. Teresa, thank you so much. Let me say hello to everybody and we'll get back to that in just a second. If I can get it to move anymore. All righty. Guys, if y'all were gifted a membership by our beautiful Teresa, please tell her thank you because that was so gracious and kind of her. And to our new members, welcome to the South, y'all.
Welcome. Welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a amen? Welcome to the South.
Teresa, that was so sweet of you. And welcome to our new members. We're excited to have you as part of our family over here. Thank y'all so much. I do appreciate everybody for being here. I do want to start out by saying I'm so sorry that I have not been live the last few days. This time of the year is just really hard. I handled it halfway decent this year. Started out in tears throughout the day. It got better. By the time I went to go to bed, it was back to the tears. Woke up this morning, little more tears. It's just memories of a day I wish I could forget, but unfortunately, it's always there every day. And so I just couldn't bring myself to go live. I didn't want to break down and squall. So I just didn't. By the time the evening got here, I was pushing my way through, and I did get to go on Brittany J's panel a couple of nights, but just was too hard. It my go live time and my tier time were kind of coinciding both days. So, anyways, I appreciate y'all's love and your understanding for that. But I'm back. We're gonna make it through this. Hey, garbage girl, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. And so, anyways, I wanted to start by apologizing to you guys because I know I let y'all down when I'm not live, but doing the best I can, you know? Thank you, Daniel. Before we get started, let's just go ahead and put this up because I'm gonna need this one today, guys. I got a few things I'm gonna say. So let's get this over with. Myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in chat, express their opinions. On this channel, we present speculation, possibility, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinion they have. We're here for helpful purposes only. We're not here for drama, for hate, or anything negative. Please respect all opinions. And as always, to those who don't understand English, my content is not to be used in a negative way at any time. Just for those way far in the back of the bushes. So, anyways, here we go, guys. We're going to get busy because we got a lot we're going to cover today. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. Thank you. But, you know, does he hear his own words? Of course, that pertains to Mr. Chris. And we're going to remind him of some of his stuff that he had to say recently. But before we do, just want to kind of do an update on the Nancy Guthrie case. Things are moving along. Last night was a very, very busy night. Today, if you have not heard, there was a third letter sent to TMZ. It was a request. They said in this letter they could tell, or they were trying to reach out to Annie and to Cameron, Savannah's sister and brother. I thought it was very strange how they weren't reaching out to Savannah, but Annie and Cameron were the ones that were the ones they were reaching out to. They said they could tell them who took their mother if they put 1 Bitcoin into their account. The guy that was talking on TMZ, he actually, explained the letter and all the things. He did make the comment that the letter, the first letter, the second letter that was sent was written so well that you could tell this person had, an education. And he said this letter was nowhere close to that. Nowhere close to that. There's been no reply from the family from that. Then we've just recently, within the last 30 minutes, they have found, not far from Miss Nancy's house, they found a black glove. The glove, they say, is very much resembling the glove worn in the video that the FBI put out from her Ring camera. So things are moving along. I have noticed today there's been lots of people out walking through all the cactus and the brush and all through there, which is a good thing. Should have been done on day one, if you ask me. But, hey, a week later, okay, we'll take it. But other than that, there's not a whole lot to report. They've got the pictures out, they've got the video out. I'm sure all of y'all have seen it. We're not going to go over it 100 million one times. But yes, Dan, thank you for saying that, because the one Bitcoin is the same amount of money that is being offered as a reward. To me, it just seems like you would do the right thing instead of trying to take money from the family. Go ahead and go to the police and just let them know what you know and get the reward. But you know how people are. And so I'm not going to go over everything. I just wanted to kind of update y'all a little bit. There are still tons and tons and tons of people in front of Annie and Tomas's home. There are tons and tons of people in front of Miss Nancy's house. People are boots on the ground. Brat, how are you doing, my friend? Oh my goodness, good to see you. I hope you're good. Hey, Blue. Hey, Miss Rhonda. Hello to everybody else coming in. Miss Kelly, how you doing? So good to have everybody. But that's pretty much where today stands. Not much has happened other than you're seeing lots of people going door to door. You're seeing lots of people walking through the brushy cactus area. And they did find a black glove that resembles the one worn in the video camera footage. So hopefully, if that's the case, maybe they will get some DNA. We shall see. Let's just keep Miss Nancy and her family in your prayers, because I'm not sure what law enforcement knows or doesn't know, but let's just say a prayer that it doesn't. They found the mask also? Oh, have they? I heard someone mention it, but it's not been put out there. But on the um, Pima County website or alert page, they did put out the glove had been found, but nobody has seen where they put out the mask on there. So I can't say that one for sure. Dogs, yeah, they can take dogs out there. They're just going to have to do it carefully. But I've not seen too many dogs out there. I hadn't seen too many people out there till today. Look at Brat. She's been a member for 12 months. She said, doing great. Hope you are well, beautiful. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Yeah, JLR so far, he hadn't been able to confirm the mask either. but lots of people are talking about it. Well, Brad, it's so good to see you, and thank you for being part of our family for so long. I love seeing your name in chat. So, y'all just keep them in your prayers because at this point, if she does not have medication and at her age, with her heart, it's not looking too great for her right now. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, Miss Nancy's case, man, it's just gripped my heart. It just breaks my heart. All I keep thinking is that poor family having to make that decision. Do we pay the ransom or not pay it and take a chance that they would find out their mother's no longer alive and they would have to live the rest of their life wondering if we would have paid, would it have made a difference kind of thing. But I've been following it pretty close. And it seems as if FBI from all over, all over several different states, their units are in Arizona right now. And I did not quite realize how close Tucson was to the Mexico border. Oh, one more thing. El Paso is down very close to the border. It borders up to New Mexico, and they have a no-fly zone for 10 days. No flights in, no flights out, because someone in that airport associated with Miss Nancy's case somehow was flagged, seen at that airport. Don't know if they got that person. Don't know if they pulled that person in. But somehow a person associated, person of interest wise, with Miss Nancy's case was flagged in El Paso, Texas at the airport. So, did someone drive from Arizona across New Mexico and into Texas? They should have known better. Us Texans, we ain't going to put up with that mess. But no, somehow, some way, their face was flagged. And for the next 10 days, there are no flights in or out of the El Paso airport. That was put out just probably within about 20 minutes ago. I got the alert on my phone. So, yeah, that's another thing. And then Mexico's only about an hour and 20 minutes, maybe that long, to drive from Tucson, where Miss Nancy lives, over into Mexico. 45 minutes from El Paso. Or you're 45 minutes from El Paso. Woo-wee. Well, be on the lookout when you go. You might can get you a reward. But that's what they just put out. It came across my phone a while ago, and I was like, what in the world? Wow. Miss Retha's been to Mexico by the way of El Paso. God, I went all the way down to Eagle Pass when I went across. And when I was little, I'd go down past Kingsville, down way down there. But yeah, they should put Dog the Bounty Hunter on the case. We can't even get him on Sebastian's case. He said he was on Little Summerwell's case, but I hadn't even seen him on that. So I don't know. Girl, you be safe down there. Exactly, Miss Retha. It's really sad. The saddest part about the whole thing, of course, is Miss Nancy being missing, but all these kids that go missing, if they had the attention that she's had for her case, if they had that many FBI agents coming in, my goodness, maybe some of these kids could have been found. Okay, I just looked up at my TV because I've been playing YouTube on my TV today, and Law and Crime, once again, with Miss Nancy's case, has got the SF on there. Like, who wants to listen to that? But that's just me. Hey, Cool Cougar, good to see you. So, yeah, how cool. I don't know. I'm just really concerned. We know that Savannah, Annie, and the brother and their children and spouses have all been together in a hotel there in Tucson. Annie's husband, Tommaso, has not been there. He has not been staying with the family. I've heard rumors that he is headed out of the country. So maybe it was him that was at the El Paso airport trying to get out of the country, thinking maybe if I go 2 states over, I won't be flagged, but somehow got flagged. I just wish I wish we knew, did they did they get him? Did they bring him into a little room and talk to him and question him and call in authorities? I don't know. I just know El Paso, they ain't doing no flights at all. And so, hang on just a second. My daughter just sent me a message. Anyways, sorry about that. But that's what we know. Yeah, he's from Italy. And that's kind of what I've heard. Nothing's been confirmed, of course, and I think a lot of it's rumors. I don't think he's made some big announcement, hey, I'm heading to Italy. So everybody's just assuming it. But JLR did talk to a man today that said him and his wife had to go to the school where he teaches, where the Tomas guy teaches, and they said he has not been there. So he judging for his music, Retha. Yeah, a little different. Oh, so I don't know. That's kind of where we're at. I'm not going to play speculation with it. I do believe, and it is my opinion only, that the son in law was the last one to see her alive. To me, after seeing that video that the FBI has released from her door camera, I believe the son in law is involved somehow, some way. It does, Dan. It really does. I believe he is involved. I do think there are more than just one person involved as well. I think there's possibly 3 or 4 to make all the little pieces happen. That way, nothing is connected to just one person. You know, all of it's not connected. Everybody has something connected to them. So I don't know. I may be way off on it, but that's kind of where I'm at with the whole case. I just wish she would be found because without her medication, guys, it just doesn't sound well. Excuse me. But we're just going to stay on top of it, keep watching, keep paying attention. Kudos all the way to JLR because he was out there, guys, till about 1 o'clock this morning, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. He was driving all over the place. They were searching, they were going in homes, they were checking here and there. They detained a guy. He drove all the way down there, which was about an hour's drive. He even, when they released the guy and law enforcement left, he pulls over, he's pulled over on the side of the road, you know, and he jumps out of his car. And he was one of the guys up there getting the interview from the man they detained. I honestly believe it was his dad that they were looking for because there was a senior and a junior. And the senior, the dad, you know, the dad lived in Tucson. Surely, yeah, I'm hoping. My kid is just glad I'm unfocused on her. She survived her Mardi Gras ball. Woohoo! Way to go. I forgot yesterday was all about Mardi Gras, y'all. But anyway, so that's kind of where Miss Nancy's case is at. I'm glad they found a glove. Hopefully they can do DNA. And I'm just praying that somehow, some way, that will lead to a person. I know Texas Plain Jane, that guy, his life is going to be over. Could you imagine him just trying to get a new job? He was door dashing. Somebody didn't get their food. How do you explain that one? Well, he was detained for a while. Oh, thank y'all. I was just being silly. My granddaughter was taking pictures, and I was like, oh, this will be a fun one to put up. But thank y'all so much. So, yeah, I could imagine, you know, explaining to that person who ordered their food and it never, ever showed up. Well, we had somebody detained on the side of the road. Their vehicle was completely emptied at the same time their house was being torn apart. Guys, I've even heard that his young son was put in zip ties, like they had their arms in zip ties. Just not cool. But it's the father that has the really bad record of some pretty hard stuff. I believe so, Cool Cougar. I believe yesterday was Fat Tuesday. Yeah, they'll just refund it or send another one. I know. Could you imagine? I thought, poor guy out there trying to make a living. Anyways, well, guys, let's move on from Miss Nancy's case since it's just all speculation from here. If anything else pops off or whatever, I'll definitely put it out, share it with you, keep everybody updated. But let's move on to Mr. Chris, shall we? Because there's still a young man in Tennessee who had a person in the car with him the last time he was seen alive. And he just disappeared miraculously. It was not too long ago. A creator had gone on to Queen Bee's panel. She was going to speak about the video that was being played, which was actually her critiquing one of Seth's lives. You know, the father of Sebastian. And Mr. Chris decides he needed to come up on panel to clarify some things. Folks, this man needs to be told exactly how he sounds. And today, I'm electing myself the one to remind him of all the words he says and exactly who he's talking about. So from there, I'm going to see if I can get my mouse to work again so I can do things a little easier. And we are going to put up our copyright banner. We've already explained to everybody we have opinions. We have the right to have our opinion. And we are going to play this in the background. I'm not putting it on screen because at no time do I want to deal with a copyright strike. But let's make everything really good and clear because we are going to use the Copyright Act of 1976 for purposes such as criticism, comment, not so much news reporting, not so much scholarship, but we're going to do some research on how these people are. Okay? So, for all those in the far, far back, just know all the links to this channel and the one we're going to listen to here in just a little bit. It is in the description of this video. Credit goes to Queen Bee. And with that, I am going to play it. Everybody, pay close attention. And just as a reminder, this young man right here with that handsome smile, this is who it's all about. Let's not forget. He's the reason for what all we're fixing to hear. So, here we go. Wait a minute. I lost my place. Hold on. Hold on. I had it all ready to go, then I lost it. Let me get back to it. And then we'll start. I tell you, some people forget who they're sitting on panels with and who their friends are when they make comments. Cracks me up, y'all. Just cracks me the heck
She's
up.
always shaky. She's a little dog. You know what I mean?
Okay. They're talking about a dog right now.
She's a little shaky dog. You know what I mean? Like that's yeah. It is, but I know about your little chihuahuas. They bite your ankles. They some mean.
So,
I mean,
we got to get through this little part first.
Voodoo, which is an English bulldog. They're a little bigger. You know what I mean?
Talking about their little pups. We don't care about the puppies. Puppies stay out of it. Puppies are innocent. But every time I try to go forward, I go way past where I want to be. So we're just going to let this play out for a minute. Hello, Kylie. Good to see you, sweetie. And welcome to everybody that's coming in. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, KR.
And as you can guess, this is Terry Lynn talking. And I'm just going to start out by saying this, not quite sure what was in her coffee or her Pepsi or her Coca-Cola or her Dr. Pepper or her orange juice or whatever it was. Just saying. The girl we used to hear talk all the time with enthusiasm, ready to search to find Sebastian and get those answers. Not worried about anybody that threatens, not worried about any of that. I don't know where that person went to. Okay, but here we go. Let's see.
Money, I mean, birthday cards, Christmas cards. He would get money. Here, I made him just put it in his wallet.
Mm-hmm. Good. So he was already on that road, and he was already starting seconds. He was learning already past his time. His dad had him on the road there, so he's still on that road. He's still on the path of learning. Savings.
Dean, he had money tucked away that nobody knew about, but they did find it in his room a week later. He had hid it in a
Will you pause this one more time if Chris is still here? What? I've never gotten a chance to ask this question.
Did everybody hear what Seth just said? They did find some money in his room. They found it in his closet in an ATM that he had built. That's what Seth said. Let's see how the conversation goes from there.
If that's truth or not, that he hid money that he didn't take with him. I did not know that. I don't know if Chris is still here. Will you drop the link, Queen, please, for Chris? Because that's bothered me a lot. I'm asking her, Chris. He said, thank you, KR. Any more questions?
Now remember, Chris is going to come up on panel. Keep in mind Seth's word. They found the money he had tucked away in his closet in an ATM he built. Sebastian, this is who we're talking about. I'm not joking, friends, when I tell you, listen to how this conversation just, is it too staticky? Let me see if I can play it on my tablet. Maybe it'll be a little better for my tablet. Hold on. I want to make sure y'all can hear it okay. Can y'all hear the dogs howling?
I'm trying to text you. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool right there. To be able to have that tucked away like that.
Can y'all hear that better?
So he has done little savings started already. Was he spontaneous at all, or was he rigid with his schedule and routine that you?
She's asking questions with the chat right now.
When he was younger and before we went through our divorce, if things weren't on the schedule, you could tell that he would be aggravated. Because now something was off and different. So being spontaneous. But ask him where he wanted to go eat.
Where would that be?
Because he doesn't know.
What's up? I'm seeing the chat say Queen, what's going on?
Chris wants to.
Of course, it's taken, just to be a little facetious here, it took quite a while for Queen to even know that she had been asked several times to drop the link for Mr. Chris.
Link, sweetie.
Okay.
I'm not. Chris knows where the readers are as well. I mean, the readers are honestly.
The readers, that's his glasses she's talking about.
We don't have that many. But why wouldn't you be interested in where the readers are? They read license plates. Well, just answering your question. I think use your brain.
Oh, everybody use your brain, okay? Hang on, it's fixing to get good.
Nuts. They sure are, Breezy.
Because somebody's fixing to pop up here. Oh, yeah, Kylie. But y'all heard Seth a while ago say they found some money that he had tucked back in his closet in an ATM he built.
It's me. Quack, 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 quack.
That's what Seth said.
You're up here with us, Chris.
It is fixing to go a whole different direction, y'all.
Hello.
Hello, Chris. How are y'all?
Good. How are y'all?
Doing all right, I guess. Phew.
So you wanted to ask a question, correct?
Yes. Because that just got brought up again. And Seth said if you remember, that they like tore up his room, right? Looking. But it took him a week to find the money he had stashed under his mattress.
No, that's actually a lie.
So now Seth has lied because Terry Lynn couldn't remember the correct wording Seth used. Sorry, Terry Lynn, but yeah, you did. Seth said they actually found some money later that he had tucked away in his closet in an ATM that he made. Terry Lynn's just asking Chris, is that true that he had money stashed away under his mattress? I don't know about you folks, but my mattress is not in my closet. So I'm not sure how the hell this woman's gone from in the closet to a mattress. But listen to Mr. Chris's reply because he don't help the situation either.
There was no money stashed up underneath the mattress. Now, what the actual story there is, yes, law enforcement went through Sebastian's room thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to what level of thoroughly depends on the person. Now, Sebastian had a piggy bank that had money in it. Piggy bank was in his bedroom, in his closet on the floor with no money in it. So that was one of the questions why they kept asking.
Wait, it wasn't in the closet. He said in the closet, and then he goes, wait. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. Sorry for the language, but it's so messed up.
If Sebastian had any money with it.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, nobody could find it. Okay.
Hey, Tam.
But after all this time goes on, I think it was like after
Hey,
law
lover
enforcement
girl.
called off the search and went to the investigation side.
Mr. Chris to the
We asked-
rescue.
Can we clean up his room?
Oh,
Put it back in order. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
right.
And they said yes. We were given permission. I said, all right, fine. So I went in. I took pictures of his room as it was, and then I took pictures as I cleaned up.
Why would you need to take pictures as you clean up? I'm going to call BS on that one. I can understand taking pictures with the room being completely trashed, but as you're cleaning up, Christopher, nobody believes your BS. You don't have to keep boasting, but let's keep listening.
Went into his closet, started rearranging, like fixing up his closet for everything was all over the place. And in his closet, I found it's like a wood kit you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's.
Mm-hmm.
Katie and him used to get those all the time. They used to do those. One of them was an ATM machine.
What? In his closet? Oh my gosh. Was an ATM machine that you can make yourself? Y'all. Seriously. This has become about Sebastian having a little money put away in his little ATM piggy bank that he made himself. It has now shifted to how amazing Mr. Chris is by going into his room, not his mama, mind you. Don't know where the hell his mom's at during this, but Mr. Chris goes in there, takes pictures before, takes pictures during his cleanup, and goes into his closet to straighten up because that's what a precious little man Mr. Chris is. And what does he find? He finds exactly what Seth already said was in there. Lord help us. Here we go.
Law enforcement didn't even check it. When I was in the closet cleaning up, I picked it up and it felt heavy. And when I shook it, like, wait a minute. I opened the top and I looked, and inside I found his money. So I took pictures, immediately went into the living room, told Katie, I said, call the detectives, call Bobby.
Okay, now we know Katie was in the living room while Mr. Chris is being a saint cleaning Sebastian's room.
I'm on the phone. And we were talking to Bobby Simmons. And I said, hey, I found his money. He's like, what? I said, I found his money. It's in it's a makeshift piggy bank wood kit. It says
yes,
ATM
cool
on it.
Cougar. He's the
He was
perfect
like, what?
little
And
house
I took
hubby.
a picture. I videotaped it.
He videotaped it now, y'all.
Sent it all to TBI and to the detectives, showing them, say, look, this is what we found. Yada, 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 yada. He says, okay. Counted all the money. All the money was accounted for. Like, okay. I was instructed to put it back where
So how did he know how much money was accounted for? Did Mr. Chris go into his closet often and find his little ATM piggy bank and count his money all the time? Because it was accounted for. Yo, I'm serious. You can't make this crap up.
found it, exactly where I found it. To the best of my ability, I put it back.
Oh, to the best of his
And
ability.
then I don't know, a couple hours later,
Sabrina.
they came back to the house again, brought in another search team, and went through his room all over again. Took photos, and I sent them photos of before, everything I did after, all that fun jazz.
Ooh,
And it
he's
all
so
got
good.
sent in. So there's no money under his mattress.
Well, tell Terry Lynn that, Christopher. because she's the only one that has said that. Y'all, it pisses me off when they create a whole different story out of something that's been said, all because they hate Seth. So let's twist and turn this around because Seth has lied now because the money wasn't under his mattress. But Seth's very own words were, I found in his closet some money he had put away in his little ATM that he made. Terry Lynn then asked Mr. Chris, was it true he had money stashed under his bed? No, bitch. There was no money under his bed. Quit turning crap around and creating more drama. That became, as you saw, all about Mr. Chris. And he played right along with it.
I thought that was odd after I re-listened to that. I've done a lot of re-listening.
Get your words out,
that's
girl.
just
Come
to me
on.
that's a big difference under a mattress and then actually in something that was built by him, right?
Yeah, because what was built from him, his father said, was in the closet. The mattress wasn't even talked about pertaining his money. She can't even get her words right, y'all.
What, the mattress? The bed?
Well, because he said it was under the mattress, you know, that he had stashed money under the mattress, that they didn't find it.
Nope, not what Seth said at all. That was not Seth's words. Not at all. Lord have mercy. These people. Hey, Melissa. Welcome, welcome. Yo, I'm serious. You can't make this kind of shit up. Hey, Kai. Seth starts out this whole conversation that we started at. The point where he started, Seth said, I walked into his room, looked over into his closet, found where he had some money stashed in his closet in his ATM that he made. Terry Lynn gets Chris on panel and says, is it true he had money stashed under his mattress? Seriously, folks. I mean, she's over here slurring her words and all kinds of things. Here we go. Let's hear
How
more.
they had turned his room upside down.
No. So
Wait, no, they didn't tear his room upside down. Did y'all hear that? No. Was it not just Mr. Chris saying with his very own voice, using his very own words, he took pictures of Sebastian's room because they had turned it upside down. Did y'all remember that? I went into Sebastian's room because I had called and checked, can we get his room put back together and get it cleaned up? Because they basically tossed his room all over the place. Now it wasn't even messed up. Although Mr. Chris even said himself, he took pictures of the mess and took pictures while he's cleaning that mess. And after he was done cleaning, he even took more pictures. God help him, because this man needs help.
Sebastian couldn't stash money underneath his mattress because of the way his bed's built, it wouldn't hold money.
Well, maybe that's why his daddy said it was in the closet in his little ATM that he built.
Bless. Oh man. Because I was
Now,
thinking,
I leave that very vague because I'm not going to describe
no,
our
Yeah.
son's furniture to everybody just because it's, quite honestly, it's nobody's business and it's our son's room and it's his personal belongings.
I agree with you. Dang, I was just thinking,
Yet his actual father, who doesn't even live in the house, told the correct story. But Seth said he found that. It all became about Mr. Chris. And Mr. Chris is the one that found it because he was doing the right thing, cleaning his room, taking pictures while he was doing it. Do you see how it flip flops around? Do you see how that their panel twist and turn what's said to make it bad against somebody over on our side, as they like to say? And it always turns in to being about his stepfather and mother. This time his mama was just sitting her ass on the couch.
in my mind, if he snuck out, you know what? He took that money and dipped. But,
Well, that was a theory that law enforcement had actually had on the table, that couldn't find his money and that Sebastian walked out of the house and had money with him.
Exactly.
Like I said, everything has been left on the table. Nothing's come off the table.
did he teach him how to carry a wallet and all that stuff, though? Was that for real? And how to do a bank account? Or is he full of shit on that? Full of.
So my statement about this is as true as I can to be. What he did at his father's house, I don't know. What he did at our house is the only thing I really have knowledge of. Now, I can say this.
Yeah, say
If
it.
he was teaching him that,
Mhm.
Sebastian really didn't have any, didn't exercise that kind of knowledge here at this house.
Oh, well, maybe Sebastian didn't, use that knowledge at Mr. Chris's house because Sebastian wasn't allowed to have much, was he? And if I'm not mistaken, Sebastian was at his dad's house one time, and his dad had him cleaning up around the house, picking his stuff up, doing his chores there and everything. Gave him $40 so that he could have pocket money because he had helped clean. Sebastian goes back that day to Katie and Chris. Chris calls and asks Seth, "Did you give Sebastian money?" And Seth said, "Yeah, I did. I gave him some money so he'd have a little money, to carry around in his pocket. And, if he wanted to buy something, he could." "Oh, well, we thought maybe he stole it from you." Yeah, that was the insinuation, because that's what they thought about Sebastian. So why would this child want to have much money to even worry about at Chris's house? It probably got put in a trash bag and he had to take it to the trash can outside and take the trash can outside all the way to the road for the garbage truck. Do you see how all this kind of keeps getting twisted? And it always goes back to them.
Mhm.
as far as the bank account goes. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that happened or didn't happen. I'm just going to leave that answer just as the way I've stated it.
I appreciate that. I respect that.
Oh, she respects that.
Now, I will say there's quite, I've listened.
I can't respect lies. I'm sorry, friends. And I'm not going to sit there and kiss ass to somebody who goes along with those lies. Hearing this whole conversation just aggravated me so bad because of the way it gets twisted, turned around, and makes this young man that you're looking at look bad every chance they get.
Into this live, and there's quite a bit from what I'm hearing that does not match his
I think so too,
original
Lisa.
statements to when you had this interview. There's a lot of things that are not jiving.
Mr. Chris don't like the jive that's happening. Well, I don't like the BS that's happening. And therefore, I hope Mr. Chris is listening so that he can hear his own mouth create the words that went along with the lie. All of it was generated from a lie. And it just continued the whole time. Let's listen some more, because if you haven't heard this, y'all are going to be very surprised here in a little bit.
Damn. Thanks for letting. I appreciate you letting me know that too.
Boy, she's appreciative and respectful all over him.
Because originally he didn't have social media, but now after going back through this, he's got social media and had social.
Seth has always had social media. Seth has always had a social media.
Seth's always had social media. Had she been in her right mind, Terry Lynn, would have spoke up and said, no, I'm talking about Sebastian. Nope, not how it works on that panel.
So I'll give you a clue about something.
But listen to this advice here.
When you have an email account,
Right.
it's attached to a Yahoo, Gmail, whatever. That's a form of social media.
Did y'all know when you email somebody, you are on social media? I'm not sure about y'all, but to me, social media is a platform where you can put out for everybody that likes your page and your comments. They get to see everything you write. Let's educate Mr. Chris. When you have an email account, a Yahoo or a Gmail, it don't matter which one you have. It is not for everyone's eyes. But hey, he knows everything, right? Christopher, do better with your words. You're making yourself look bad.
True.
You have to log into a PlayStation account using an email.
I didn't know.
That would be on a social media platform, not using your social media email to go onto another platform. He just don't get it, y'all.
PlayStation is a form of social media because you can talk to individuals online. You can chat in a chat box online. These are the things, but it, like I said, what he had at his father's house, we do not know. I only know what he had here, and that's the only thing I can speak on.
And can I say
Oh,
something else?
hold on.
Everybody bitched about you throwing his toys away or whatever to clean his
Sorry,
freaking
guys.
room. Can I say something what my mom did to me?
Oh,
Sure.
we're getting parenting advice now from
mother-
Terry Lynn, guys.
Took a trash bag in my damn room. It was a big old black trash bag, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
What was on the damn floor?
Man, these people, they just.
It got put in that trash bag. Now, do I know if I don't think she threw them away, but by God, we didn't see them for a while, and that's my bad. That was on me.
Well, you shouldn't have been such a bad girl. Good golly, Miss Molly. I'm telling you, these people. When that story was told, when Mr. Chris gave his parenting advice, that if the room is not cleaned according to the way you want it cleaned, put all of those things that are not in their place in a trash bag. I did that to my kids one time. That trash bag went in my closet for a while. As my kids did better, they got their things back. Sebastian never got his things back because he had to take his to the garbage can. But let's learn about parenting advice from Terry Lynn's mama, okay? Because this is about them, not about Sebastian. Remember that, guys.
And that's how we learned how to clean real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I was raised that same way. If you didn't get it done the right way, you got that trash, and those were some big ass black trash bags, and she shoved every damn thing in them. And sometimes it was your clothes. She did not care.
There
No, she
are, I will say this, there's different ways that all children, not one child in particular, but all children learn differently. Some children.
What? All children learn differently. Unfortunately, Mr. Chris assumed Sebastian learned the hard way. Because he's already told us how things went in their house. All of his stuff would be thrown away. He couldn't have social media. He couldn't be connected to the internet. He couldn't walk with his friends at school. He couldn't keep anything that he forgot to pick up off of his floor. Poor Sebastian.
And learn the hard way. Some children will learn it the very easy way. It just depends on the child. Not one child is parented the same. So what you do for one child, you may not do for the other child.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's Mr. Chris's way of saying my daughter ain't going to get treated like that.
It's definitely one of those things where,
right, Melissa?
Being a parent is not an easy task. There's no manual that comes with this job. It says this is what you do for
That's fact.
problem A, B, C, and D. There is no step solution to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody parents based on the way they were raised, what they saw that worked.
Mm-hmm.
It just trickles down. Just the way it is.
Your mom raised you right. I say I did.
Okay, I can't stomach that one because I don't agree. That is my opinion and my right to have. I do not believe Mommy Socks did a great job raising her little titty baby.
Get to witness a lot of that respect. He respects his mother. And he treated me with respect when he could have just stood there and cussed me the hell out. And I appreciate that. And like I said, I will forever apologize for fucking up.
we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
TJ.
that-
I
Yeah.
know,
we-
but I still,
you and
I'll
I,
always feel bad. I will always. Feel
and I understand that, and I understand. I also understand that there are a lot of folks out there on both sides, not just one, both sides of this, who will run somebody so far in the ground, and then they're going to stand on it 10 toes down, no matter what. And I'm urging,
Y'all, seriously? Did you hear his words again? Let's talk about these words. Sorry I'm pausing so much, but I got a lot to say. I told y'all. I warned y'all. I got a lot to say on this one. Now, on both sides of the street, people are going to say what they got to say, and they're going to stand 10 toes down. They're not going to take it back. I wonder if we should right now play, which I'm not going to because those words will not be used on my channel ever again. I did it one time. It will never be played again. But the words he said to Brittany, allegedly with Brittany J. Those words were the most disgusting words a man could ever say to another woman, a woman he's never even met before. But let's get some advice from that man, okay?
everyone, I don't care what side you're on, please just don't do that. Have some compassion, have some empathy.
When Mr. Chris said that Brittany J couldn't get effed by a fat baby's D, bent over backwards, when he said that if she ate a whole turkey and choked on a chicken bone, she would be doing her family a favor, when he said the best thing she could do would to be suck start a shotgun, was there any empathy in that, Mr. Chris? Just asking, because I'm a little confused here from the words you're saying 2 weeks ago compared to the words you said already. I don't hear empathy or compassion in any of those statements you made towards her. Oh, yeah. And I've never heard you apologize for that either.
And I know it's a hard thing to swallow. It truly is, because emotions.
I'm not sure what he's swallowing, but he hadn't swallowed the words he said to her.
Get in the way of thinking things through thoroughly.
Okay.
And it's really hard. And I'm not going to say that everybody's perfect. God knows none of us are. But even to all the subs and the creators, and it sucks. I know that from what I've heard, I've been sent a lot of messages lately saying, "Oh my God, this, that, this, and check this out, listen to this," and I'm just like, it is a lot. It truly is a.
It's a lot, y'all. Oh, good golly, it's a lot. It wasn't a lot when you told Brittany those things. Chris, come on, make it make sense. Please make it make sense, because none of this does. The words he said to her, there was no empathy. There was no compassion. Never has there been an apology to make it better. He hadn't swallowed those words yet, but he's telling everybody how to do that. And this person on the panel with him is eating that shit up. She's acting like it's a daggum lollipop she's sucking on. Just saying.
A lot going on out here for no reason.
For
Now,
no
amongst the
reason,
creators,
y'all.
that's their own business. I'm not, I ain't stepping in that. I'm not a creator. I'm a parent with a missing child.
And that parent with the missing child said the most horriblest words I've ever in my lifetime heard a man say to a person he's never even met. But he's just a parent of a missing child. Bless his little bones.
You know, I think, I don't remember who said it. I've heard it before that
You're right, Lisa.
you don't know what a person's going through till you walk through their shoes.
Did you walk through Brittany J's shoes when you told her to just go ahead, do everybody a favor, and start that shotgun? Did you try to walk through her shoes? What if that woman was having that bad of a day that sent her over the edge, and that's exactly what she would have done? You weren't walking in nobody's shoes but your own, buddy. And you still are.
Gosh.
And I'll say this, I hope, and there's no telling how many out here who have or are walking in our shoes.
Mhm.
But I can promise you, it's not as many as people who haven't walked in the shoes. You know, I think people.
That's because most parents of a missing child, well, never mind. I'll keep that one to myself.
Have to learn to bend and give a little bit.
That bend and give. They
I
like
agree
the
with
bend
that.
and give, don't
I
they?
do.
I mean, I'm not going to say it like, I will say this. Yes, I have my own personal issues right now with some folks. I think that's the best way I can say this.
That's right, reality. Making fun of adults with disability is disgusting. Mr. Chris, did you have compassion when you did that to reality? Was there any empathy behind your words? Because I'm going to call BS every time. I'm going to call it.
Strictly for the simple reason of instead of attacking, when you're offered an opportunity,
Listen, y'all, listen.
have a conversation, a respectful conversation.
Respectful, y'all.
Take the opportunity to have one. Before you go out here and you start saying all of this stuff that you have no clue.
Oh,
I'll give you an example. If people think for 1 second that I didn't get photos of Katie going to a nail salon,
Oh, God.
that's his example. This is where he's going with his example of having compassion, being kind to other people, basically. This is where he's got to go. Because no longer is it about this young man we're looking at in front of us. It's about him and his wife. Always, always, always about them. They take what started out as a conversation of Seth telling her, Terry Lynn, he walked it to his son's room, looking around, looked in his closet, found his money that he had put away in his ATM that he made. Terry Lynn gets Chris on panel just to ask him, is it true he stashed his money under the mattress? And the conversation went from there. And Chris played right into her hands like he was butter, just smoothing it on. And once again, we're going to go from all of that nice talk he was talking about to this. Keep it all in mind how this is playing out. His words.
That people didn't call into the Sumner County Sheriff's Office or the Gallatin PD and report that she's parking in a handicapped parking spot. I'm going to be the first one to step up in front of you and say, personally, it's none of your damn business what she does.
Sorry, sir. I'm one of those people who have a handicap parking sticker. I'm the one that has an issue here that walking actually hurts. And when your wife parks her fat ass up in a handicapped spot and I got to park all the way down at the end of the parking aisle, yeah, I'm going to say something because I know for a fact that handicap was not for her. It was for your missing son that is nowhere around. She's using it and she shouldn't be. I will call that out all day, every day.
It is none of your business where she goes, where I go, a family member goes. It does not matter. Even for Seth, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it
I will say
does.
this, when you start getting people out here doing those kinds of things, it leads to other things.
I agree. It's dangerous.
Very dangerous. It's dangerous, y'all. It's dangerous for us to look at Katie and say, you're not handicapped. Why are you parking in a handicapped spot? There's a person that possibly has no legs that needs to be closer to that door. And you took his spot. Really? Who's that dangerous for? The man with no legs? Just asking. Because that's not even a subject that they should be having.
Very dangerous. Today's society is not what it used to be when we were growing up.
Correct.
And trust me, I know who took the video. I know who took the pictures.
Okay, now Katie went to her nail salon. She parked in a handicapped parking spot. She got out of her car and walked towards her nail salon, and someone was taking pictures. I want you to keep in mind, if you went into that nail salon and said, "Can I see your video footage right there?" Will you zoom in on that car right there? Would your nail salon let you see that? Would they let you get a close-up of who's driving and how many kids are sitting in that car? I don't think so. Most of these places will not do that. So for what he's fixing to tell us, keep in mind, I think it might have been somebody he knew doing just that. Oh, and didn't he talk about having compassion and empathy and all the things? Not threats, right?
I know where they were sent to. And I know who's all involved. Trust me, you can watch us all you want. Follow us all you want.
Okay.
Mhm.
Challenge accepted.
You're going to have a very boring day,
Oh my God.
and I'm just going to be honest with you. You have the opportunity to come up and have a peaceful, respectful conversation. What some of you folks do, crossing that line of stalking, and that's exactly what it's technically labeled as, is stalking. And that's on any parent in any of these cases. It doesn't matter who it is or where it is.
Oh, but this is about you, right, Chrissy Poo? Come
You're
on.
putting yourself in a predicament where you could easily be prosecuted.
Honey, did y'all hear that? This man just told everybody we're putting ourselves in a predicament. Not sure where he went to school at, but I'm glad me and my children didn't go there.
Absolutely, man.
I agree with that. 'Cause that is
Absolutely, I
disgusting, 'cause,
agree.
I mean,
Hallelujah.
they're not going to, why would they need to stop their lives? They have to still live.
Well, the word
Will live outside of a handicap parking spot. That was the whole problem there. Oh, and maybe let her be reminded that she should take new flyers into the nail salon with her of her missing son.
first part is in the video, and I know she's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
I
y'all.
know
He
that they're
knows.
going to hear this.
He knows it.
You're being advised. You have children in your car.
Oh my God.
Yes, Miss Kathy.
When you took this video, 2 children to be precise.
What the?
If you don't think that those shopping centers don't have cameras, and you don't think that people can't easily gain access to those cameras, simply just by asking, sometimes they'll give you that.
Oh gosh.
People, you have to be smarter than what you think you are. And I'm going to say this openly, as honestly as possibly being said, in the most respectful way.
Hang on just a second. Okay, sounds good. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye. Sorry, that was our guest that's going to come up here in just a minute. Y'all, he's being as nice as he can be, but he's sitting there threatening a person. Surely he's doing that with empathy, right, Mr. Chris? Is that what it is? You used empathy and you used compassion when you said those words. Words that you stand 10 toes down on. Y'all, I'm telling you, you can't make this mess up. And remember, it all started because Terry Lynn screwed up the whole where the money was put.
If you have the knowledge and you think you can do this better than the Secret Service, the FBI, TBI in Sumner County, stop being behind a keyboard, stop being online, come out here and solve this case.
How about your wife tell the truth? Which story that she has told us over these 2 years, which one of those is the truth, or is there another version that's actually the truth? How about that, Mr. Chris? How about you tell your wife with compassion, of course, and empathy to come on up and just tell everybody the truth? It's crazy to even think it, but Katie and Chris really could stop all of this that's happening. All of the ugliness that's out there, all of it, they could stop it, but they choose not to. Because you see, if they told the truth, yeah, Nisi, if they made it crystal clear, then what happens? Are some of us going to say, I thought so. I see who you are now. Yep, that's what we thought. Because if it's anywhere close to what we're assuming, there ain't one of us over here on this side that's going to stroke your ego the way it's being stroked right now.
But if not, stop getting into a position where you can potentially put yourself in a very bad situation.
That's crazy. That's dangerous to take your kids.
And the worst,
Y'all, it's dangerous to take your kids, okay? It's just dangerous to take your kids, okay? Dangerous to take your kids. Keep that in mind, okay?
part is the same people who took that video and those pictures and sent them to other folks uploaded it into Bullhorn Betty's Facebook group.
Oh, let's hear this compassion and empathy.
And I'm going to put this out there. There's nothing to hide from this.
Keep
there
compassion.
Are 4 orders of protection still in play. That court case is still in play.
Compassion, remember, empathy. Come on,
Part
Mr.
of that
Chris.
Protection order is by third-party contact. So stop potentially putting somebody else in a situation that could turn out bad when it doesn't need to be.
Oh, compassion.
And I hope
compassion.
She is not part of that, because if that does happen to be the case.
Oh, yeah, Nisi. Oh, yeah.
It'll be a very interesting situation on how this falls in the courtroom.
I didn't hear compassion and empathy. Did y'all? He just sat here and gave everybody a lecture. Everybody. All of us, y'all. Every daggum one of us. He gave a lecture to. Told us we don't know what that person's going through today. You need to be careful with your words. You need to make sure you try to use some compassion and empathy when you say your words. And turned around and issued a straight out, bold threat. Mr. Chris, do you hear your words? Because, buddy, I'm telling you right now, you're making yourself look like an idiot every time you talk.
Yeah. We have enough court cases going on as it is.
Oh, yeah.
On this social media platform with creators.
I can agree. For
individuals who have nothing to do with this case. The insertion that they have put themselves into.
Nothing to do with this case, but yet they all talked about Sebastian and they're all into court drama. But it has nothing to do with this young man up here, right? Nothing at all. Doesn't matter that there was a case filed by 10, I believe 9 or 10 people to try to get others to shut up talking about them personally. Take their name out of your mouths. That's all they ask for. No money, nothing. Just stop saying bad things about me, basically. Make it about him. This young man we're looking at, make it about him. That's all they asked for. But silly ass, it ain't got nothing to do with this case.
Is dumb.
It's dumb. You're dumb.
Seth got involved with some people he should have never got involved with.
What happened to his compassion when he's talking about Seth? Compassion and empathy, Mr. Chris. Come on now. Come on. If we're going to be talking, we need to do this in a kind way.
And I'm not saying nothing here that I would not personally say to his face.
Lord help us. This man don't even understand his own daggum words. Because you could hear the anger in that. You could hear it. That's how this man plays. And he does it, and he gets away with it because of people on panel like what we're hearing. Just wait. It gets worse.
That's true.
Oh,
I think that you've shown a lot of respect
oh,
when you speak of him, and you've not been.
Terry Lynn, honey, I don't know what you've been drinking. Don't know what you've been taking. Don't know if your ears are all cleaned out. Maybe you need to get a little water pick and make sure all that earwax is out of your ears. Because there was no respect when Christopher Proudfoot said, Sebastian is known in school by pissy pants because he likes to piss in his pants and defecate all over himself. That's respect? That's what you call respect? Girl, check your hearing, honey, before you speak.
Given the same back.
They're tomato.
That's right.
And this girl ain't stroking his ego the way you are. Ever.
There are conversations that the parents will have eventually when the time comes. We will handle our situation offline. There's nothing that doesn't need to come up here.
I can agree with you.
And I would say this in the long run. I think
Y'all, really? No. Y'all, seriously. Yeah, but she's on panel with him right now. She was doing the interview with Seth and they were playing it, but she's on Queen Bee's panel right now talking to Chris. This was not their interview they did on the phone. They'll talk about that here in a little bit. But this man and his advice is killing me. He don't even hear his own words.
when all this is over and said and done, it ain't going to matter anyway. Because the only thing that truly and utterly matters is Sebastian in this case.
Really? None of this is going to matter. You calling him, piss pants and defecating all over himself and talking all nasty about him and how he was, thinking he's going to get you kicked out of your house. How do you think Sebastian's going to react to that one? Just wondering if maybe, oh, I don't know. But don't you, Christopher? I know you know. And what you know, I might know.
Amen.
So the lady on the screen right now that you're showing, that's Nick Evans. That's her screen.
Okay, this is right now where he's talking about the girl that put out the video. It was sent to her of Katie parking in the handicap, walking into the nail salon. That's what they're playing in the background right now. No words or anything, but that's who he's talking about.
N.I.K. Evans. She lives down in Florida. You know,
Why is she here?
She wasn't the one that did the video. She got sent the video because her children are grown.
Okay, so if she would have recorded Katie parking in the handicap parking spot and then walking into the nail salon, I guess it's okay because her children are grown. Not sure, but that's kind of what I got from what he just said. Because she didn't record it because her children are grown. You know, she has grown children. So I guess when I go to Tennessee and happen to see Katie or Chris, does that mean it'll be okay if I record them? Just ask him, Mr. Chris, because that's your words.
Yeah, I didn't put the volume up, but this is the one that was stalking Katie, right? Or it was sent to her and somebody else.
It was sent to her through somebody else who lives locally.
Gotcha. Okay.
And yes, I know who that local person is.
Oh?
Barbecue Lady
No.
on TikTok says she threatened me to rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat me.
Oh my, this lady did here?
Remember, this is about Sebastian, y'all.
And so that's not barbecue.
That's not barbecue on the screen, no.
No, she's saying that on the comment.
And there's something I heard. I don't remember if it was today or yesterday on one of your shows. Somebody said we're not going to go real life. We're not going to dox people.
Oh, listen, y'all. He's going to give us a lesson.
I'm going to be honest with you. There is no doxing people.
Okay, y'all got that?
If the information is out there for public view, it's not doxing.
Okay, we got it.
Doxing would be me getting your social security number, your driver's license number, and putting that information out in public view. That is doxing.
Okay, that's doxing, y'all. Driver's license, social security card, putting those things out in on a person's live stream that showed Sebastian, the one this is all about, his father showed everything possible of his father's, including his driver's license and social security card. So, yeah, I guess the people you're sitting with, you're playing in the playpen with over there, they're the ones that dox. Because none of us put any of that shit out. Funny how it works, right? I mean, none of us have ever put anything out like that. They put out his job applications. They've put out his tax papers. They put out all kinds of stuff, including his driver's license and social security card. They did that. His friends, not us. No one over here's ever done that. But he's going to teach us a lesson. Okay, we hear you.
Your public information, like your addresses, your phone numbers, where you lived in the past, where you currently live. You can get all this information by simply requesting this information in various ways.
So you're not mad because we, as a collective group of people, have found out where you live currently, what your house looks like, all the things, because it's public on Zillow. We even got to see the inside of your home. But that's okay, because that's public, y'all. It's okay that we know where your house was before you moved into this house, because that's public. We know where your mommy lives, where your cousins live, where everybody lives. But that's all public, so it's okay. So, Mr. Chris, can you answer me a question? Why in the hell did you get so pissed off about all that public information? Because we didn't show social security cards and driver's license. It was just all public information.
And I think I got more grounds to stand on this because everybody has gone through everything they could. Me, my wife, my ex-wives, my family, Seth himself. For what?
Because we would like to know how Sebastian was living his life before he disappeared. That's why. We would like to know what kind of people you and your wife are. We even wanted to know what kind of person Seth is. Boy, have we learned a lot.
Your amusement?
Nope. Just trying to help find your son.
You're not going to solve the case. You don't have any information that law enforcement didn't already have within the first 24 to 48 hours of the entire case.
Okay.
Trust me.
We don't care. It's public.
They can go as far back as they want, and Katie and myself especially, because we're prior military.
Oh, trust me. There are people who are military that know all about you. Oh, sweetie, don't you worry. That is very true. And you know it.
Seth, they can go far back on. He was an armed security officer, an unarmed security officer.
Yeah, we know. Oh, good golly, hold on. We know all of that. Would you like to know how we know all of what Seth has done and what he's applied for, Chris? Let me tell you, because your friends put it all out there. And attached to all that information was his driver's license and social security card. They didn't wipe that off. They might have blacked out the number, but they put it all out there. Your friends, not ours.
He's done, Davidson County. They have what they need. They know what they need. But when you go out there.
Wait. They have what they need. They know what they need. Well, Mr. Chris, nobody knows where Sebastian is. Isn't that the ultimate number one goal here? And none of us, not even law enforcement, knows where Sebastian is. It's not about you. It's not about your wife. And I'll say it, it's not even about Seth. It's about this young man, the one that disappeared from your home, and your wife was the only one left in that house, locked in.
And you want to publicly put our information out there just for shits and giggles? Because what? You want somebody to draft up a letter and send it to us? You
Yeah.
didn't sign it? You don't put a return address on it?
Somebody sent
Because
you a letter.
Oh, good. This
I
is
got
all
all
about
kinds of
him.
stuff.
This is
Oh,
about him,
This
y'all.
is crazy.
I will not divulge what's in those
Yeah,
letters.
yeah,
It
you're
does
good.
not need to come out.
Yeah.
But I mean, recently we got a card said Happy 18th on it.
Oh my God.
And there was some information inside of it.
Hmm.
And what did it do?
Did it have the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, the young man that was 15 years old when he went missing from your house area? According to law enforcement, it was within the area. Was it when he was in the car with his mother? Just asking, because your words aren't making sense.
Nothing.
Hurts. I would think that it would hurt. It's sick.
It's more than sickening. It's very troubling that there are people out here who believe people who say things that they absolutely know zero shit about.
Oh, I know that your wife was driving the car when Sebastian got in the car with her. And that was the last time he was ever seen alive. I know that. I know Seth asked for proof of life. And when that happens, law enforcement gives the last time anyone saw that person that has disappeared. And they showed him when Sebastian got in the car with Katie at Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, that's a fact. That's what I know because that's what I saw.
It's not, I'll be honest, it's not a secret that I have talked to creators. It's not a secret that I will have a conversation with you.
And
Oh.
I appreciate.
Oh, no. Hold the door. Did y'all hear him say he will have a conversation with you, with anybody out here, anybody in YouTube land, social media world? That man has been hand delivered to his email, to his messenger, to his cell phone, the link to this StreamYard that I have several times. He has been asked to come on panel and have a conversation. I even said I would be nice and not cuss him out. You don't see him talking to me. You don't see him coming on my panel. because I ain't going to stroke that ego and I am not going to respect that man. Because, that's all that he's getting over there right now.
That I will say that he did not have to accept anything from me at all. But he gave me that grace.
And
Ooh,
I will say,
grace.
she apologized to my mom. She apologized to Katie.
Oh, bless
Now,
her.
granted, women emotionally are a lot harder on things than men are. I'll give him that.
But he was, can I interrupt you? He was not disrespectful at all to his mother.
Oh, bless him.
He was most respectful. And actually, I'm honest. And I said it that day. They thanked me. Seth Rogers, you've never thanked me for a damn thing.
Woo! Isn't there a song called Stroking? Does anybody remember that song back in the day? I don't know why, but right now that just kind of pops to my mind.
Not one time. And even said, if you need anything, let me know.
Oh, bless his heart.
I mean, trust me. What can we do to help that we haven't already done before, that we currently do, or whatever? I am not going to sit here, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody what we've done, what we're doing, what we're going on. No, I've seen where that goes when you do tell people, and I've seen how ugly it gets.
Oh, kind of like your wife when you and her left at a week's time of your son being missing. And she leaves a blanket, a pair of shoes, and some snacks on the front porch. He's not a dog. And we're supposed to praise her for that? Leaving town, going clear across the country, and attending a barbecue cook-off. We're supposed to pat her on the back for that? Are you hearing your words, dude? Because you're sounding worse and worse and worse the more you speak.
I'm not doing that. I will say this publicly.
Yes, Nisi, it was degrading to Sebastian.
Seth and the rest of them on whatever, they plan on coming here in February to be back outside in front of the sheriff's office.
Okay, y'all. They're coming back here in February. Seth and them. In front of the sheriff's office. Because, it's the 2-year mark that this young man in front of us has disappeared without a trace. Poof, vanished right before anybody's eyes, before any camera could ever catch him. He was gone. Listen to the advice Mr. Chris gives. You remember empathy and compassion too, right? That's how we're supposed to handle these things.
I hope y'all reconsider that.
Oh my God.
I truly do. I hope you reconsider it.
That's not going to solve anything.
It ain't going to solve anything. We're not here to solve the problem. Okay? Terry Lynn, do you hear me? You got to get your ears cleaned out, sister, because nobody said we're gathering to solve the problem. We're gathering because of Sebastian, who all of this is all about. Because all that you were talking to his father about that started this whole live stream, it was about Sebastian. Yeah. What happened to it all being about Sebastian? We're now being told, I hope you reconsider that.
It doesn't.
Nope. That's not very
I mean,
Not very smart, y'all.
you
Come
know, the
on.
worst part is, I mean, technically they could fine you if you don't have a permit.
Okay.
Why take the risk?
Okay.
You know,
Why take the risk? You're going to get fined if you don't have a permit. From what I'm understanding, there are public areas. From what I'm understanding, that date's been reserved for a while. From what I'm understanding, Mr. Chris is a effing idiot. He doesn't want any attention brought to Sebastian's name. So he's going to discourage anybody gathering to celebrate this young man who is not here. Don't do it. Don't do it, by golly. Somebody might take notice and actually say, oh, yeah, I remember seeing him. Let me tell you when.
there's other things that you can do to hold a group together and spread awareness. There's so much more you can do than standing outside on the sidewalk with a microphone yelling at the sheriff's department.
Who said yelling at the sheriff's department? Okay, well, probably, I would guess there's a whole lot. Let's think about this, y'all. There's a whole lot more we could do. Oh, I know. We could write up a fake letter and say, you cannot attend this vigil unless you shake Bullhorn Betty's hand. Y'all remember that one, right? 1 year ago almost. That is the fake letter that was put out by a fake Sumner County officer. But it was only sent to him and his friends. But you can do something better, right? You can do something different. Just don't do anything to bring attention to Sebastian Rogers. Heaven forbid. I don't understand how these people can sit there and say the things that they're saying and turn it all around a little bit later and say, this is all about Sebastian. I'm on Sebastian's side. Yeah, just wait. Those words are going to come out.
I agree.
Does everybody agree with the way the case has been handled? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Amen to that.
There are things that I think should have been done different. Same thing with Katie. Same thing with Seth, and every other person that's looked at this case. Everybody has said the same thing. There's a lot of things that should have been done differently. But you can't go back to your shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Now it doesn't work that way.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Kind of like your friend Texana Fernandez already saying, we're going to be having my search team there. And if you're attending Seth and his little group of people, do not interfere with those wearing safety jackets. Friends, I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be issues. They've already got it planned. She put that post out. The woman who comes into court whispers to Mommy Sock's ear. She taps Chris on the shoulders. Chris turns around. They both get up and walk out with that woman, Texana Fernandez. The same woman that went to the vigil that was being held for Sebastian. And it was stated all along, the first portion of it was going to be prayer for Sebastian and no live streaming during any of that, please. She would not stop live streaming, although repeatedly people continue to ask her. Betty, Seth, Tony, none of them even got close to her, nor did they talk to her. The vigil goes on, everything goes, it happens. Several go to a restaurant. She walks in. She causes such a chaos that the owner of the restaurant made her leave. This is the woman, Texana Fernandez, that turns around, files a lawsuit against Seth, and Christopher Proudfoot, who wasn't even there, was her witness. And she kept postponing and postponing and postponing until it drew out almost 1 year. Then goes to court and she asked the judge to drop it. She wanted to drop all of it. How do you have a witness listed on a court document when the man wasn't anywhere to be found? That's how they play. Drain that pocket dry. It's going to cost you every time they go to court. And postpone. Hit it where it hurts. In the pocketbook. That's how these people play. And that's the woman that has already put out this statement. And I'm telling everybody, be very, very careful. If she comes anywhere close to you and you're there, record every bit of it. Have a video to back up you ignoring her, not engaging in anything she says or does. And remember, no one owns the sidewalks. No one owns the streets. It's all public place. She can't tell you what to do. But she thinks she can. And she's going to try her best. So if you are able to go and support Sebastian, what this is all about, please be careful. Please be careful. Because ask Betty. Betty did what was right. She ignored that woman. Seth did what was right. He ignored that woman. Tony did what was right. He ignored that woman. But Seth is the one that had a suit filed against him. And Christopher Proudfoot, this man we're listening to, and all of his empathy and all of his compassion, he was her witness, listed in a court document. Let's listen to just a little bit more.
I agree with you on that.
Oh, she agreeing again.
And I'm gonna stand up for Terry Lynn on this. I'm gonna be honest with
Oh,
you.
stand up
She
for
did
her.
an interview with me
Mm-hmm.
toward the very beginning
We remember.
because she was fed some BS
Mm-hmm.
from an individual.
Yes.
I'm not going to name her name. She knows who she is.
Sadly.
And for what reason she did it, I don't know. Don't care. But she only got that involved because of another individual.
Yeah, Patty.
And I apologize for that.
Oh.
Still will forever apologize, and that's why nobody will have that.
Well, we all remember that phone call. We remember that Mr. Chris was on panel with Smiley and said, I have to take this, because this is a call I get every week. And Katie, his wife, Christopher's wife, even said, yes, he does talk to his daughter. His wife made excuse for him to answer a damn call from Terry Lynn. And that night, after that interview with Smiley, while Katie's in another bed sleeping, Mr. Chris and Terry Lynn have a phone call. We remember.
Because when you're made to think something that's not true, and they're supposedly real close to this ex, and how a child's in jeopardy. Again,
come on, spit it
like
out.
I've said, I've made mistakes, but I learned. It's called you learn. You don't.
Y'all, she learned. She learned that night that Mr. Chris thought it would be a lot better having that conversation in person. Lord help us, we had to listen to him say that a bunch. We all learned that night.
Well, I will say this. You made mistakes.
Oh?
There's not one person on this internet that hasn't made a mistake. And that includes.
She learned, y'all. She learned. She made her mistakes. He's gonna forgive her. You can't make this shit up, y'all.
Includes me.
Yep, includes you.
And Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's
Amen.
days we wake up, we wish we would have never, ever come on here and spoke. Because.
Oh, but if I'm not mistaken, your stepson goes missing from your home. And instead of going to your local news station so that everybody that lives around and by and just a little distance out from your home could see Sebastian's picture and hear his story and be on the lookout. Yeah, Christopher, y'all are the ones that came to YouTube.
How bad it has turned a case into something so out of this world. It's ridiculous. Because now, is this going to be the baseline of how they treat every other case?
Oh, no. Mm-mm. No. You see, Miss Nancy is missing. And every single one of us speak on her case, have different thought processes. And we, actually don't care that somebody else thinks, oh, that guy on that porch in that mask, that might be this guy over here, different from the guy I think it is. Even those on your side over there that are talking about Miss Nancy's case. It's not an issue. It's you and your wife that made it an issue.
I hope not. I pray not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Hey,
it's a
Cootie
shit
Queen.
show. I'll say
Hello.
it.
Welcome.
And there's a lot of people that played part in it.
Oh, yeah. Even you.
I was one dumbass, and I own
Mhm.
that, and I can only apologize because it
Oh,
a lot of this shit has taken focus off of what's the most important, and that's Sebastian.
what, Terry Lynn? Wait, what? Did y'all hear Terry Lynn? Did you hear her precious little words? That woman just said it's taken the focus off of what is the most important. And that's Sebastian, y'all. For anybody who has come in and missed the first part of this, let me just fill you in. This woman who just said those words, all of this stuff is taking the focus off of Sebastian. Yeah, she was playing an interview that she had with Seth, asking questions. Seth was talking. Seth said these words. I went into his room and was looking around. I looked in his closet. I found where his money was stashed. He had a little ATM in his closet that he built, and his money was inside of it. She paused, got Mr. Chris on panel to ask that man, is it true what he's saying right here? That Sebastian stashed his money under his mattress. And Christopher Proudfoot played right into it, right along with it, and has been doing so for an hour. It went from being about Sebastian to let's turn this over and turn it into a lie just so we can say, hey, Seth is trash. That is not the truth. Let me tell you what the truth really was. And guess what? Christopher said the same words that Seth had just said. Seth never said his money was stuffed under a mattress. He said it was in his closet inside the ATM that Sebastian himself built. Terry Lynn, who's now reminding us this is all about Sebastian, is the one to ask the question, is it true he stashed his money under his damn mattress? And Chris said, no, that's a lie. Even though those words weren't spoken, except for by Terry Lynn. And Mr. Chris played right into it, slid in there like butter, y'all. I cannot with these people. I don't care that they talk about Sebastian in his case and they have a different view. I don't. But when they do stupid shit like this, where it started out all about Sebastian, turned into a complete lie about Sebastian, then was corrected with the actual truth that was said already about Sebastian, and slides right on into you need to treat people with kindness, with compassion, with empathy, because you don't know what they're going through that day. Those were his words. And it went from there. You can't make this up at all. I couldn't even sit down and construct that into a live stream and made it any more ridiculous than what they actually did. And she's apologizing. She's respecting him. He gave her grace. Well, heaven to Betsy. Thank God for something. And friends, I told you, I got things to say. Because at no time, once Terry Lynn set that lie into motion, was any of this about Sebastian. It's never about Sebastian. Not when you turn something that is the truth, that was actually said in the words we heard, you turn it into a lie and create a whole stream from there. And Sebastian got lost. And now she wants to say, this is all about Sebastian. People that say things and hold on to that 10 toes down, they need to have compassion and empathy coming from the man who told Brittany J she should do everyone a favor and start a shotgun. Where's the empathy and compassion there? I don't understand it. I get so mad and frustrated, excuse me, because, hey, Cooper, I sit here and try every day to talk about Sebastian as much as I possibly can. Keep the focus on him. Play things that his mother, his real father, and his stepfather have said. How else do we as strangers get to know who this young man is that we're looking at? How do we get to know who he is? We get to know him by listening to the words of the 3 parents that he had around him. They came to YouTube. We're here. We're going to do what we can. Let's learn about this young man so we can help figure out what can we do to help. What's the best thing we can do to keep this young man's name out there and not fall to the bottom of the feed? But the words his mother says, the words his stepfather says, but remember, Terry Lynn has respect for Mr. Chris when it came to his words he spoke about Sebastian. But she done went and got stupid and forgot that Mr. Chris is the one that said he peed and defecated in his pants and enjoyed it. He's the one that said He thought he was going to get me kicked out of my own house. Funny part is, if I'm not mistaken, that was actually true. Kudos to Sebastian. Respect, grace, compassion, empathy. Those are the words they said the whole time, talking about crap that doesn't do anything to help this young man. But folks, I'm part of the bad team over here. I'm one of the bad people because I call it out. Because I don't stroke Mr. Chris's ego. If he was ever on my panel and I asked him a question, if I was mistaken, I would expect that man to be man enough to say, oh, that's not what he said. Go back and listen. Here, I'll tell you. And tell me what Sebastian's father actually said. Instead of, oh, no. Yeah, you're right. No, that's a lie. It wasn't like that. Mm-mm. Knowing damn good and well that was straight up nothing but a lie. But we're the bad people. And I'll tell you what, if that makes me a bad person, I'll stand proudly and be a bad person for Sebastian every single day. I don't mind that title. I don't care about that title. And let me tell you why. It was his words. It was her words. I made none of that up. None of it was made up. I go by the words that are said. I go by the things that actually happened. I go by the things that never happened. I question the things that need questioning. You know, like when Katie can't tell the same story twice. And we have 5 to 6 different versions of what happened. You know, like when Sebastian gets in the car with his mother and he's never seen again. I really question that since I have learned that her dash cam stopped 6 minutes after they left Texas Roadhouse, and yet she didn't get home for an hour and a half. Yeah, I got questions. I will stand up every day and ask those things. And the whole entire reason is because of this young man right here in front of us. He deserves better than what he has been dealt over the last 2 years and not even being here. He deserves better than his mother telling the most important, crucial hours of his lifetime 6 different ways. He deserves better than his stepfather completely destroying every bit of this young man's, oh, every bit of his being. There were CPS cases. That's a fact. There were 200 and I believe 87 pages from a therapist that wrote down everything Sebastian said. Those are real. They exist. Those people that Mr. Chris hangs out with, they've all seen those reports. None of us over here have. But they've all seen it and they support him. Make that one make sense. Because at no time, anytime, ever is it okay to support a person who abuses a child, especially when that child is now missing. And you're the stepfather, and you're going to put out a threat not to show up and celebrate him at the 2-year mark. And by golly, don't even question Katie parking in a handicap. I have every right to question her. I have every right to call law on her. My doctor told me your back will never get better. It's only going to disintegrate and continue to get worse. Here, you need this. I didn't ask for it. My doctor knew the pain I'm in. She's the one that prescribes medication for me. She's the one that tries to get me the right help and the right pain management so that I'm not all strung out on pain pills. All because I hurt. And Katie's going to use Sebastian's handicap placard so she gets a front row parking to go get her damn nails done? Mm-mm, not okay. No day ever is that okay. Katie can walk. Katie can work. Never is that okay to do to another person that might need that spot. Guys, like I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being angry about this, but that whole conversation started with a lie. A lie we heard with our own ears. Seth's words. And Terry Lynn took them and twisted and changed it completely. And Chris played right into her hands. And it went from there. It's not okay. He always deserves better. And there's a whole lot of people that forget that part. They want to say they're here for Sebastian, but by golly, she just said her words. We need to remember this is about Sebastian. The woman that said, "Is it true he stashed his money up under his mattress?" No, that's not what Seth just said. It wasn't that long, like just a pause. since he had said that. But she took that, she twisted it, and she ran with it. If people cannot understand the games that are being played, all in the name of Sebastian, I can't help you. I don't know, folks. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what more we can do and say to help. But I know I made a promise to this young man. And I know that in my heart, I can't just stop. I've been following Miss Nancy's case over there in Arizona, and I will continue to do that. We'll talk about it, but Sebastian will remain our number one topic. He deserves so much better, guys. If they're not going to give it to him, the least we can do is give it to him. We can show him the respect and the love that he deserves. Look at that face. How do you talk trash about that young man? He didn't ask for that. He didn't deserve that. Remember, he got a belt to his buttocks because he didn't have a belt on. You couldn't even, from what I've been told, he had a shirt on that was longer than his belt loop, so nobody could have ever known one way or the other. When asked about it, he didn't lie. But yet he deserved a belt to his body. Make that one make sense. Guys, I'm going to let y'all get out of here. I've had y'all on here for almost 3 hours. I know there's others y'all want to get over to see tonight. Let me say thank you to all of y'all for being here tonight. Thank you for caring enough about Sebastian. Thank you for the devotion you have towards this young man when so many people don't. He deserves it. Never forget that part. He deserves better. And I appreciate y'all letting me rant and rave tonight because that was absolutely the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And I don't even think he's ever listened to his own words. He talks about empathy and compassion and goes straight into threats. Make it make sense. Because it don't make sense to me. Guys, y'all have a really great night tonight. Be safe out there on these crazy streets we got. And y'all come back tomorrow and we'll do some more. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being who you are. Love and hugs, Al. See you soon. Bye.